To fully appreciate how explosive Keith's confession is, we have to rewind to how the urban Kidman marriage context evolved in recent years. Married in 2006, they built a reputation as one of Hollywood's enduring couples. But even the strongest facades can crack. Rumors of trouble had swirled for some time. Some fans and insiders pointed to odd behavior, concert lyric changes, unexplained distance, and media silence. For example, in live shows, Keith was accused of tweaking love song lyrics in a way that seemed aimed at a younger musician, fueling speculation about an affair. Meanwhile, Nicole was increasingly seen in interviews hinting at life surprises, uncertainty, and emotional transformation. In her Vogue cover interview, she said, "You think you know where your life is going, and then it isn't going in that direction." Then, on September 30th, 2025, Nicole Kidman officially filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, ending their 19-year marriage. The public was stunned, but the drama only escalated. So where did the confession come from? In a recent interview, Keith Urban finally broke his silence. He admitted, yes, he cheated on Nicole Kidman. The timing and context are critical. He claimed the betrayal happened during a period of emotional distance, during which their relationship had already begun drifting. He framed it as a moment of weakness, a result of internal struggles and unmet needs, rather than a calculated, premeditated act. This admission isn't just a rumor or tabloid claim. It's coming from him, in his own words, during a high-stakes, media-monitored conversation. That shift alone raises the stakes dramatically. In his defense, Keith argued that their marriage had long been in crisis. He talked about personal battles, lack of communication, and lingering resentments. He also admitted that hiding it was unfair to Nicole, and that even though the decision was his to make, he regrets how it unfolded. When juxtaposed with earlier public behavior, like the lyric changes targeting his guitarist or sudden distance on stage, the confession reframes many past red flags as not just eccentricity, but possible signs of infidelity. Naturally, the world anxiously watched Nicole's reaction. Given her public statements and media interviews, she seems to be navigating this with poise, yet full of emotional weight. In a fresh interview, she described the dissolution of her marriage as both painful and devastating. She spoke candidly about having to feel the hurt, acknowledging that healing doesn't happen overnight, and that sometimes one feels broken before becoming whole again. She also reflected on the cumulative experience of her life, the wisdom she's gained, the lessons from past relationships, and the inner strength she intends to rely on. Her public posture is that of someone confronting betrayal and heartbreak, but someone also signaling that she's not defeated. She emphasizes resilience and the narrative that life still has chapters ahead of her. And her two daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, remain central to her focus. Sources close to her suggest she's both surprised and hurt, especially by how public the revelations have become. There's a sense she hoped to preserve dignity and privacy, but the confession changed the playing field entirely. Keith Urban's admission is more than a personal confession. It reshapes the public narrative around his character and legacy. For years, he's been lauded as a devoted husband, a sober artist who overcame addiction, and someone deeply committed to family. But cheating is a scandalous stain, and now that stain is public. Already, some of Nicole's allies are accusing Keith of trying to publicly embarrass her, pointing to performances where he reportedly dedicates songs to his guitarist or changes lyrics in ways that seem like digs. Some fans are calling him out to embarrass her and suggesting the confession tactic is part of a PR play. The optics are brutal. The man who once publicly praised Nicole as his deep love is now publicly admitting betrayal. Meanwhile, the divorce proceedings themselves are not without drama. Custody arrangements, division of assets, and narrative control over who handles the story better. These are all now under the spotlight. Nicole has asked to be the primary residential parent, signaling she intends to hold firm on protecting the children's interests. Also worth noting, Keith's past struggles with addiction and rehab have always been part of their shared history, often cited as moments of both conflict and recovery. The contrast now is stark. Redemption narratives were once part of the arc. Betrayal now becomes a major chapter. So stay tuned with us, we'll be updating as new developments drop. In the meantime, I'm curious, how would you have handled the consequences of such a confession, as the person in the relationship or as a public onlooker? Let me know your take. Thanks for sticking with me through this intense deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you're part of the conversation as it unfolds.